Sir,
Okay, okay.
good morning, sir.
Is my PPT visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. My today's class we will see the IoT architecture. Next, second one, based on the range of communication, which type of radio frequency modules are used. Okay, this is the today's class. See, this is the IoT architecture view. Actually, the IoT conceptual framework plus controller, comma sensors and actuators plus internet is termed as a internet of things. Okay, if you go for the interconnected devices and the objects, then it will be termed as gather plus enrich plus stream plus manage plus acquire plus organize and analysis is nothing but IoT with connectivity to data center and exposure of cloud server. Next, if IoT is managed with the cloud, then the terminology comes into picture like gather plus consolidate plus connect plus assemble plus manage and analysis is termed as the Internet of Things with connectivity to the cloud server. Okay, these are the ways we can term it. Okay, what is IoT? IoT with connectivity of data centers, IoT with connectivity of cloud servers. This entire architecture can be classified into these three ways. Next, the stages of IoT architecture or this total entire architecture can be further classified into four categories, four scenarios. First one is the data gathering, data transmission, process information and smart applications. Okay, this entire architecture classified into four. First one is the data gathering, data transmission, processing information, smart applications. What is meant by data gathering? It consists of sensor layer. Data gathering is also nothing but a sensor layer. Inside in that sensor layer, it consists of physical objects, sensor and actuators now to gather the data from the different environments. Okay, this total related to the sensor layer, totally related to the physical objects and sensor and actuators to gather the data or information based on the scenario application or the based on the environment. Next, coming to the data transmission, this enrich and stream can be classified into data transmission. It will be termed as a network layer. It will be termed as a network layer. In network layer, what are the main components? This data transmission, before sending the data to the cloud, there is a pre-processing at the gateways, right? Already in previous class we discussed. Okay. In network layer, it consists of network gateways, network network gateways, and network topologies and data acquisition system is comes into picture in the data transmission layer, nothing but the network layer. Okay, what are the pre-processing is there? The pre-processing management will be done at the gateways before transmitting the data to the cloud. Next, coming to the next module, process information. The process information is nothing but a data processing layer. In data processing layer, it consists of processing unit, data analytics, and data dissemination. Dissemination. Okay. In this, the whole data processing will be comes into the picture in data processing layer with device management, device identity database, data routing and analysis management. Okay, whatever the data with respect to devices, that processing management of data management devices are handled in the data processing layer. Next, last one is the smart application in nothing but the application layer. In this, a smart application and management comes into the picture. Okay, whatever the application, based on this application, this smart application or application layer comes into the picture. If we go for the business layer, in business layer, if we want to organize the large database managements, after the application layer, we'll go for the business layer. Okay, in this, server management, big data storage, business intelligence, database, and enterprise integrations is comes into the picture of application layer. This is the IoT architecture view. This IoT architecture view is proposed by the Cisco. Already I discussed that based on the application, the IoT architecture may vary. This is the architecture for the, which is proposed by the Cisco. Okay, see the architecture once. Now we'll discuss next topic as the IoT radio protocols based on the range. Look the architecture once. Okay, next coming to the technologies behind IoT. See, what are the technologies that are behind the IoT? Why IoT comes into the picture? See, based on the existing resources, when deploy the IoT. Okay, we will see what are the technologies behind the IoT. See, IoT primarily exploits the standard protocols or network topologies, right? The IoT mainly determines the primarily exploits standard protocols or network topologies, right? Before there is a predefined data flow management like standard protocols is there, that is TCP/IP. Most of the 50% of applications in IoT are working on TCP/IP, but the TCP/IP is not efficient enough and it is too power consumption to be able work with efficient within the emergence of IoT technology applications. See, what I'm saying is, before there is a standard protocol architectures is there, that is OSI or TCP/IP. It is not efficient enough to work with the IoT technology applications. Why? Because the only reason we didn't most of the application didn't consider the TCP/IP is it is too power consumption. Here, the power consumption and energy efficiency is main role in the IoT. if whatever the protocols are consuming more power in IoT means it is one of the disadvantage. That's why the TCP/IP most of the applications didn't consider. Most of the organizations developed their own IoT protocol architecture, right? Because of TCP/IP consumes more power and it is not able to work efficiently with the emerging IoT applications. For that, IoT radio technologies broken down by or based on the radio frequency range achieved by the each of the solutions. See, if you want to deploy any layer of architecture in IoT, we require the IoT radio technologies based on the radio frequency range achieved. See, if I want to deploy my application for long distance, medium distance, and short distance, if my scenario is like this, I need the application for shorter range, medium range, and long range. See, the IoT radio technologies broken into three category solutions. First one is the short range for the IoT solutions. Second one is the medium range for IoT solutions. And third one is the long range wide area network system solutions. See, if I am saying that I want to communicate within the short range, which type of radio frequency technologies are used? If you want to communicate with the medium range IoT solution, which type of IoT radio technologies can be used? Next, if you want to communicate with the long range, which type of IoT radio technologies can be used? See, here there are three solutions is there. Short range IoT solutions, okay, medium range IoT solutions and long range IoT solution. If you go for the short range IoT solutions, you can use the IoT radio technologies of Bluetooth and RFID. If you go for the medium range IoT solutions, I will go with Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Z-range modules can be used. Next, if you go for the long range IoT solutions, Narrowband IT, LTE, low power, wide area network protocols can be used if you go for the long range IoT solutions. See, what is meant by Bluetooth? You are familiar about the Bluetooth. Okay, see, what is the maximum Bluetooth range which are provided by the smartphones or wearable devices? It is of 10 meters, right? If you go away for the 10 meters, the connectivity will be lost and the information passing from the device to device is lost, right? See, nowadays the Bluetooth terminology mostly for wearable products, in particularly via the smartphones in many cases, right? And this Bluetooth is very important in computing and many consumer products in the market, mostly the wearable products. See, if you are on the smartwatches, okay, audio connectivity, these are connected via the Bluetooth in current scenarios, right? Which is mainly in the smartphones in many cases. Mom, mute yourself. One of the students just joined, I think. Okay. Next, we'll see each one by one. Next, RFID, radio frequency identification. See, in most of the smart markets, They are usually based on the RFID. See, it will scan within this a particular range. For suppose in toll gates, RFID based moving is comes into this picture in nowadays, right? See, an RFID scanner is there. It will detect the RFID logo which is on the core. Then the toll gate automatically lift the gate. It will move on without manually scanning, right? Nowadays in toll gates we will see this type of scenario. Within a particular distance of 10 meters, there is a RFID scanners is there. The scanner scans the RFID which is available on the car front door or car front screen. Okay, it will scan. If it is okay, it automatically lift the toll gate door. It move on the vehicle from the toll gate without physically scanning the devices. This is one of the nowadays applications by using the RFID. Next one is the near field communication.
Sir, nowadays vehicles are using fast tags, no, sir. What about that one, sir? Means scanning that barcode.
Smart tags also is one of the application with RFID only, Amma. There is a one ID is there.
Uh,
RF
fast
means
tag, sir. Fast tag.
how fast tag will be work. See that
There.
fast tag is one of the name.
Okay, sir.
Fast tag. That
Yes,
is means it will be respond with the fast. That is one of the name which is work based on the RFID only.
okay, sir.
What I'm saying is RFID. See, in a car there is a scanner is there now. That ID is there. See,
Yes, sir.
ID with radio frequency. Some range is there. RF is nothing but radio frequency range.
Radio frequency. Okay, sir.
That ID will be scanned within the radio frequency range via wireless.
Wireless. Okay, sir.
That will be termed as a nothing but a fast tag.
Fast tag.
But
Okay.
see, some of the improvement is there. I am not discussing that. But the what are the main mode of application is based on the ID of radio frequency.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, sir.
See, this RFID and near field communications uses the low energy connection bootstrapping and payments, mainly used by using the payments. Next, RFID technology implies two-way transmitter receiver. It will scans means it will transmit. If it is the barcode is okay, it will receive the information by paying certain amount of payments through your account or some that fast track account based on the which is linked to the some bank or a predefined recharge. Next, near field communication consists of communication protocols purely for the electronic devices, typically moved device and the standard device. This near field communication used within the range of 4 centimeters only. If the device I want to connect the devices within the 4-meter range via the electronic devices, I go for the near field communication. Next, low energy Bluetooth. Already I said that Bluetooth is mainly used in the main application of smartphones in many cases, and it is key for the wearable products, right? Next, we will see the low energy Bluetooth. What is the difference between low energy Bluetooth and Bluetooth? Okay, see, low energy Bluetooth is the enhanced version of Bluetooth, right? See, what is the difference between main difference between Bluetooth and low energy Bluetooth is the only difference is in low energy Bluetooth a power consumption is there. See, in IoT applications, I am already saying that most of the devices are work with the low power. the main one of the parameters in the IoT scenarios is power consumption and energy saving. By using the low energy Bluetooth, power consumption is significantly comes into the picture. That is the main. The working functionality is same as a Bluetooth, but in a low energy Bluetooth, power consumption is the additional feature. Next one is the low energy wireless. This technology replaces most power hungry aspects of IoT. Those sensors and other elements can consume power down over the long period and remains in the listen mode. Okay, here what I'm saying is, if you consider the wireless sensor network, most of the sensors are connecting, okay, at a same interval of time through the dynamic nature over the long amount of period. If the devices are connecting for a long period, there is a chance of consumption of energy. See, some devices are working at a particular instant of time, some devices are not working. Why? Because see, whatever the scenario, whatever the application, a particular set of sensors only responding. At that time, a particular set of sensors is in idle stage. See, in that case, what is the scenario? These sensors, whatever the working sensors and non-working sensors, consume the same energy, right? In that, most of the sensors in the listening mode only. In that scenario, we require the low energy wireless technology to reduce the power consumption, but also exist the life of the device through less use. What I'm saying is, for suppose I have 10 sensors. In 10 sensors, 5 is in the five sensors sensing values is needed for that real-time monitoring. 5 sensors are not required. But what is the scenario? These 5 sensors and these sensors consume the energy or power at the same time. My application is, I want to reduce the power consumption. How we can reduce the power consumption? See, this whatever the 5 sensors are there, remaining 5 sensors which is not in the working condition, which is not in the participation in the real-time application sensing, that 5 sensors kept in the listening mode. By doing this scenario, I am reducing the power consumption and extending the life of the device. Means whichever the device is working, that only respond at a particular instant of time, remaining are is in the listening mode. By using the concept of low energy wireless. This is termed as a low energy wireless. Next concept is some of the technologies radio protocols. One of the protocol is Zigbee Z-Wave. See, the Zigbee is similar to the Bluetooth. See, which are these all devices are nothing but the IoT radio protocols. It will work based on the distance. If I am go for the shorter distance, medium distance, long distance, based on the distances, these protocols comes into the picture. But whatever the application is there, that application is connected to the device over the wireless. But the range is one of the differences. Some devices work with the low power. Some IoT technologies work with the medium power. Some IoT technologies consume the more power. And the second class, they are classified based on the distances. Okay. Now coming to the Zigbee. Zigbee is similar to the Bluetooth, and it is majorly used in the industrial settings. See, the Bluetooth is mainly used in the smartphones, right? Here the Zigbee, which is similar to Bluetooth and majorly used in the industrial settings. It has some significant advantages over the Bluetooth. It offering low power operations, the Zigbee module offering low power operations, high security, right? And it is taking advantage of wireless control and sensor networks in IoT applications. Now you remember one point. The Zigbee is similar to work with the Bluetooth, but what is the difference? It offers the advantage of low power operations and high security, and the Zigbee module used in the industrial settings. Okay, based on the scenarios. See, why can't use the Zigbee module in smartphones? Means, see, based on the ranges, based on the applications, based on the power consumptions, a particular set of protocols or IoT technologies, radio frequency IoT technologies can be used. This Zigbee mainly used in the industrial applications. Next, coming to the Z-Wave. Z-Wave is a low power RF communication, primarily device for the home automations. Nowadays, most of them are homes are IoT based home automations, right? See, you want to connect the devices in the home like fridge, AC, washing machine, ovens. These are the smart devices. I want to connect over the internet through cloud or over the internet. These things, these intelligence objects connect over the internet, and in order to interact, you can use the Z-Wave. Z-Wave mainly used for home automation applications. The Z-Wave advantage is enable faster and simpler development. Okay. See, based on the applications, the Bluetooth is used in the smartphones or wearable devices. Okay. The Zigbee used in the industrial applications. Z-Wave used for the home automation applications. This radio protocol Zigbee Z-Wave thread increases the power and small local networks without physical cost. Next, coming to the LTE. See, nowadays this LTE, already you are familiar about this LTE, right? How you are familiar with this LTE? See, in your smartphones, the signal bar represents 4G LTE. If you observe, or if you go for the cellular networks, in there is a display of the network is 4G LTE network. What is this LTE? This LTE mainly used in the mobile devices. Why? What is the advantage of this LTE? See, in telecommunication, the LTE is nothing but long-term evolution, and it is a standard for the wireless broadcast communication for mobile devices. See, this LTE, how it this LTE work? This LTE work based on the GSM by Edge technologies. Nowadays, the 4G technology work with this LTE, long-term evolution standard. It increases the capacity and speed using the different radio interface together with the core network implementation. Okay. See, what is the advantage of this LTE in the IoT? So this LTE is used in the common of the mobile devices. Okay, mainly for mobile communication. How it comes into the picture in the IoT means, see, most of the device I want to connect, right? Either mobile or something in the, or any smart application or ACs or washing machines, nothing but whatever this intelligence objects I want to connect. See, what is this advantage of LTE means? It work with the different radio interfaces. The main advantage of LTE is it works with different radio interfaces together to form a core network improvement. That's why nowadays this LTE most often used in the IoT applications. IoT applications. Okay. This has the LTE advantage. Now coming to the Wi-Fi. Already you are most of the familiar with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi eliminates the need of an access point. It allows the peer-to-peer connection with the speed of Wi-Fi with low latency. Okay. Nowadays, you want to connect. See, in a lab also, we'll see the one of the application. We connect the devices by using Wi-Fi, which is inbuilt in the Raspberry Pi board, right? See, most of the smart devices connect over the. If you want to form a network, not to connect the devices by using this Wi-Fi module. It is a. It eliminates the need of access point. It allows the peer-to-peer communication. This Wi-Fi is one of the most popular IoT communication protocol, often chosen by the many developers. This Wi-Fi offers fast data transfer and able to handle the high quantities of data. Currently, the Wi-Fi standard is IEEE 802.11n. Nowadays, see, the wireless standard is Wi-Fi wireless standard is IEEE 802.11n. If you see the Wi-Fi module protocol, which protocol nowadays are using, that will be IEEE 802.11n, which offers the range of 100 of megabytes per second. Okay, what is this megabits per second? The data transmission rate. Okay, but what is the disadvantage of Wi-Fi? It is too power consumption, but it having their own advantages and disadvantages. Okay, the IEEE protocol is IEEE 802.11n, which offers the ranges of 100 megabytes per second data transmission rate, and the disadvantage is it consumes too power for many IoT applications. Right? Next. Next, LoRa. LoRa. LoRa is the IoT technology. It's nothing but low power wireless area network. See, nowadays LoRa protocol used in the IoT. This is one of the familiar protocol which is used in many applications. What is the advantage of LoRa? LoRa. LoRa is nothing but low power wireless area network. Low power wireless area network. Specifically needed to support low cost mobile security communication in IoT. And it is mainly specially devised for the low power consumption. In IoT, the main parameter is power. But if you are to use the LoRa protocol, the LoRa protocol mainly designed for the low power consumption and supports large network with million devices. Okay. Nowadays, most of the IoT applications use the LoRa protocol. Why? Because it consumes low power during the connectivity of the devices, million number of devices. Okay. And the range of the LoRa is data transmission range is 0.3 kilobits per second to 50 kilobits per second. The advantage of, see, here we see the LoRWAN. I am saying about LoRa wide area network. Okay. The main advantage of this LoRa is for long range IoT solutions. See why? Because most of the applications needed the long range IoT solutions. First advantage of the LoRa is it requires low power consumption. It supports the low power consumption. Next, and it supports large network with million devices. Next, third point, the data rate transmission is 0.3 kilobits per second to 50 kilobits per second. Right? This is the explanation of technologies behind the IoT. See, we will see Wi-Fi, also RFID, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, RFID, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, LTE, LoRa. See this LTE, Amma, you remember these main concepts, these main features. See, if anybody asking what is the IoT radio frequency modules used for the long range of IoT solutions, then you will immediately say that LTE and LoRa, LoRa, wide area network. Next, if I want to communicate the data in IoT with medium range, then I will use for the Wi-Fi or Zigbee. Next, if I want to use for the short range, then Bluetooth and RFID. You remember these ranges with this IoT radio frequency protocols. Okay. Short range Bluetooth, RFID, medium range Wi-Fi, Zigbee, long range LTE and LoRa. These are the discussions about IoT technology behind the IoT, right? See, already we will see what are the IoT radio protocols based on the radio frequency range, right? See, by using this, how the IoT comes into this picture. By using this type, by using the or based on the radio frequency range or radio frequency technologies, the IoT enabling technologies are wireless sensor networks, communication protocols, big data analytics, cloud computing, and embedded systems. Based on these technologies of IoT or radio technologies, the IoT enabling technologies are wireless sensor networks, communication protocols, big data analytics, cloud computing, and embedded systems. Okay, these are the enabling technologies based on the radio technologies. Okay, this is the explanation about the technology behind the IoT. Okay, now today's class explanation is finished. Now I will conduct one ALM based on the quiz. Okay, I will share the link in the chat box. Please complete the exam within 20 minutes. This is the first ALM. Whatever I discussed from past 6 sections, like each session is 2 hours, like 6 hours. I will conduct an ALM based on the quiz. I will post the quiz link in the chat box. Okay, total 20 questions is there. Each question 1 marks. Based on this quiz, the first ALM will be evaluated. Okay, I will share the link. Complete the ALM. Next, we will see the next topic in the further classes. Today, you complete this ALM. After that, I will take the attendance.